From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the threat to Hindus and Hindu leaders was dismissed as a lie by the pseudos. Now, the same pseudos said that radicalization is a myth. They said we are right-wingers talking about radicalization, which is not even a reality in this country. They peddled a narrative of innocence every time a terrorist was caught. They made the terrorists look like the victims. But tonight, the Delhi terror plot has cracked, dented, and shattered this narrative. Let's debate.
January 12th, 2 terror suspects were picked up from the heart of Delhi. A day later, in police raids, 2 hand grenades were found from their rented accommodation. 2 days after the arrest, a dead body chopped into 3 pieces was found in a drain near the terror accused's house.
उन्होंने अपने फ़ोन से ही वीडियो बना रखी थी एक, और उसने खुद अपने मुंह से बताया कि एक बंदा उसको काट रहा था और एक बंदे ने अपने फ़ोन से वीडियो बना रहा था, और ये बताया कि एक मतलब उसको काट के आधी बॉडी यहाँ पास में फेंकी और आधी बॉडी नाले में फेंकी.
As per the initial investigation, these terror suspects also videographed the beheading and sent it to their handlers in Pakistan as an audition tape. Their target, Hindu leaders in Delhi and Punjab.
जहांगीरपुरी में एक पर्टिकुलर जगह पर ये 2 लोग रह रहे हैं और ये किसी बड़ी घटना को अंजाम देने वाले हैं. इनकी अरेस्ट से इनके पास से 2 हैंड ग्रेनेड, जो कि मिलिट्री ग्रेड हैंड ग्रेनेड्स हैं, 3 पिस्टल्स और कार्टिजेस मिले हैं. इन्होंने एक आदमी का मर्डर भी किया था दिसंबर के महीने में, और वो मर्डर इन्होंने सिर्फ इसलिए किया था ताकि जो इनके क्रॉस बॉर्डर हैंडलर्स हैं उनको ये अपना कैपेबिलिटी डेमोन्स्ट्रेट कर सकें ये कितने कैपेबल हैं.
What is now emerging in the terror module is the funding operation.
Khalistani elite terror module that the Delhi police has busted at a diabolical plan. First, they made a ruthless, bloodthirsty video of a beheading and then sent it to their handlers in Pakistan, following which the ISI would have tasked them with killing of Hindu leaders, thus aiming to create communal strife in the country.
Following the 2 high-profile arrests in Delhi, Ayodhya is on high alert.
व्यापक रूप से कार्य योजना बन चुकी है, उसी के तहत कार्य किया जा रहा है. निकलने वाले संवेदनशील स्थानों पर प्रमुखता चेकिंग की जाती है और ये लगातार चलने वाली प्रक्रिया है.
In October 2022, agencies uncovered the plot to target RSS leaders. In November 2022, we witnessed the murder of Shiv Sena leader in Punjab. With the details of the Delhi terror module unraveling, the threat to Hindu leaders cannot be denied anymore. And the lobby cannot deny the anti-Hindu terror plot. Let's debate.
The facts of the case will have to be very brutally presented. And the fact is, Shahid Ali, that these 2 terrorists, they befriended and beheaded a Hindu man, a young man who is a Hindu, who had a tattoo of a trishul on his hand. And he was identified, his body was chopped into pieces, and a video of this was sent to the handlers in Pakistan to prove their credibility. Which means, do you understand what I am saying, Shahid Ali? That the terrorist threat was a clear targeting of Hindus. And by killing and beheading a man and cutting a man into pieces who's a Hindu with an identifiable trishul in his hand, these people were proving their capacity. That here we have killed a Hindu man. And that was the basis of which they were seeking more work. This was a targeting of Hindus. Shahid Ali, this was a targeting of Hindus.
Arnab,
Because I'm asking you this question because every time,
basically
whenever
we
we
should
talk
say-
about Hindus or Hindu leaders being targeted, you say it is all a made-up story. So that's why I'm asking you.
Arnab, I think we should say that Indians have been targeted by the terrorist. Instead of finding religion of the terrorist and of the victims, because the victims, whosoever is the victim is the Indian, predominantly and primarily. Therefore, the classification into Hindu and Muslims, I think, is wrong and is not in consonance with the Constitution of India.
I'd like Sushil
because
Pandit to
Constitution of
come
India
in
is
on
very,
this.
very clear, and
I'd like
whosoever is
Sushil
citizen of
Pandit
India
or Ramnik to come on this because
whosoever is citizen
when,
of India is called
I'm sorry, but
citizen of India.
No, 1 minute.
Not the Hindu citizen or the Muslim citizens.
Okay.
Arnab, I am not surprised.
Shahidji, when Muslims are the target, or it happens to be when the Muslims
Arnab.
are the victim or potential victims, then a huge argument about how Muslims are being targeted and Muslims are vulnerable is made. When Hindus are and not will be, are being targeted, are being beheaded, chopped, stabbed, killed, and targeted in an organized way, then you say we should not identify the victims by their religion. I am not even identifying the accused by their religion. But what stops short of you saying, yes, we would not stop of identifying the possible victims of the religion, because the religion becomes the reason why they are a victim. So I want Sushil Pandit to come on this.
Arnab, I am not surprised, and I am surprised that you are surprised.
This classification
Because the problem here is
from you and on this channel. Because my
no,
firm belief is
the problem
that
lies in
those
this
persons,
congenital inability.
If they were sent by Pakistan, or if
these
they
are
if they were sent by
hardwired
terrorists,
not to see the
because
truth.
in Islam,
And
in Islam,
always whitewash
there is no
it
place for
with
terrorism.
some
In Islam, there is no
make-believe
place of
invention.
there is no place for
In
terrorism.
Kashmir,
Therefore, classification
Arnab, in
of
Kashmir,
terrorists
when victims
or-
were checked
or
with their
maligning
ID
their
cards,
images or connecting
when
them
victims
with
were
the
checked with
religion
their Aadhaar
is
cards,
absolutely ridiculous.
they were
anti-Indian,
very clearly
anti-constitution,
segregated and shot down.
Religion, whatsoever religion
Here-
the people may carry.
This is not on, Arnab. I want to make my say. I don't want interruptions. I want to clearly speak. You have asked me a question. There is a pattern in this, and those who do not want to see this pattern are congenitally sick. They have a deficiency, truth deficiency. They have a truth phobia. They have a reality phobia. They don't want to acknowledge truth. And the truth is in Kashmir, when Aadhaar cards are checked, when identity is established, people are segregated and shot dead. Even then, the governor says, don't see religion in this targeted killing. Here, a Hindu leader was killed on a supari from Pakistan. The murder was videographed and sent. This is what it is.
Cannot be attributed to Indian Muslims.
Of course it is.
Therefore, the classification
when you
of them
selectively
into
target,
Hindu and
like
Muslims
Umesh Kole was targeted,
Anti-Indian,
when Kanhaiya Lal was targeted,
anti-constitution.
you have, when 6 months back, ordinary supporters were targeted and beheaded. At that time, it was a dry run. It was a dress rehearsal. Now, the leaders are going to be targeted. They are going to terrorize the entire country, an entire movement, an entire mobilization for the sake of elections, for the sake of power. This is a power project funded, aided, abetted by ISI.
Sir, no Muslim from
So
India.
I think Mr. Shahid Ali, Mr. Shahid Ali, can I come in for a minute?
Please
Mr. Ali, don't tilt at windmills. I'll tell you what. First of all, what I am saying here is, and I think Ramnik understands it, I hope Kamru and Syed understand it, and so does Vivek. There is no attempt by anyone to identify a religion as the perpetrator. Okay? So first of all, let us not even argue. Am I saying the Muslim community are targeting Hindu leaders? No. I am saying Hindu leaders are being targeted. Center-right leaders are being targeted. And 1 minute,
in that
1 minute,
case,
one.
the entire narrative of Sushil Pandit ji is wrong.
No, I think Vivek, let me allow me to complete what I'm saying, please. Thank you.
I mean,
The point being, when Naushad, a history sheeter, was in touch with several terrorists in Pakistan, while Jagjit Singh Jassa was linked to Khalistan-based handlers, there is a possible working together of the ISI and people with a Khalistan link to target Hindu leaders. Now that is aimed, as is written here in the press release, to create a situation of communal disharmony in our country. Now if there are people who by targeting Hindu political or religious leaders want to create a sense of communal disharmony in the country, what's the harm in accepting it, Ramnik? This is not an isolated incident.
Well, no, Arnab, it's certainly not an isolated incident. As a matter of fact, when Mr. Syed Ali says that, Indian citizens are being killed, yes, it's true. But the Indian citizens are being targeted by their religion. Let that also be a fact on the record. It is always a Hindu who's at the receiving end of this Sart Ansa Juda, like in this case, when Arshdeep Dalla has been the handler, who's a known gangster who was declared the designated terrorist just about a week back. Now the problem here is that there is a Khalistani ISI nexus and it is at play, and the problem again is that they are targeting small-time gangsters, criminals inside the prisons. Like I have always mentioned, that the conspiracy is being hatched inside the prisons. So what needs to be understood is the gangsters sitting inside prisons in Punjab and in Delhi are operating and target killings. Target killings of Hindus in Kashmir, target killings of Hindus in Punjab, and target killing of Hindus now in Delhi. So what also needs to be understood, Arnab, just 10 more seconds, please. Anand, thank you. What also needs to be understood is there is one political party which is in good affiliation with the Khalistanis. Their political leaders and people in constitutional positions have been hobnobbing with the Khalistanis within India and in Canada. They should also be profiled and they should also be under investigation. That is my brief point.
Okay, now Syed, listen, the terror threat is very real. Don't dismiss it. Just because those who are on target are Hindu, religious or community or political leaders. It will be very unfortunate if you politicize this or you see it in this perspective that who's going to benefit if we accept the fact that Hindus are on target. I know that Vivek hates Nupur Sharma, though I think personal hate is very bad. But the fact is she was forced to carry a gun after repeated threats on her. That's a fact. You see, Professor Geeta Bhatt is with us today.
Who benefits? Can you tell me who benefits?
Since you say that, I have a thought here. 1 second. Please, Sushil. Please let me say something. Please let me say something. First of all, viewers, I think that what Vivek Srivastav said there, that if people from the Hindu community are killed, then a political party benefits, is the most reprehensible comment. And though he will not take it back, I need to make it clear that I find that comment absolutely inappropriate and disgusting. Having said that, I will edit it in the future telecast of the program because I don't want this kind of hate to be put out. The second point is, reality is reality. The reality is reality and we must accept it, and I'd like to get Mr. Kamru Chaudhary and Shahid Ali back on the debate and Syed Abbas on the debate. Kamru Chaudhary and Syed Abbas debating right now with Ramnik Maan and Sushil Pandit. I'll make 1 or 2 points. 1 or 2 points, Kamru. 1 or 2 points, Kamru. 1 or 2 points. The PFI was putting out hit squads to kill Hindu leaders and kill Hindu activists. Is it a truth or a lie? It's a truth. Second point, Hindu leader Sudhir Suri of the Shiv Sena Taksali was shot dead in the busiest street of Amritsar after getting a threat call. True or false? It is a truth. It is not a lie. Third point, Umesh Kole in Amravati was killed after he supported Nupur Sharma. True or false? True. the NIA finds Harsha's killing to be part of a larger conspiracy to target Hindu activists and Hindu leaders. True or false? True. Now you tell me, Kamru, which of these statements is false? If you can prove it to be false, if you say, Arnab, this is false, Arnab, I will correct myself live on the program tonight.
Arnab, honestly speaking, there are radical elements on both sides of the ideological debate. This was suppressed a few years ago, but of the recent few years, it has
the saffron terror
exponentially. The hate across ideological divides. Wait, Arnab, let me finish. We are discussing, having this debate on a day when the Human Rights Watch has released a report on India and how the minorities are persecuted in India. That's not a hidden fact. Everybody knows the entire world.
Amnesty and Human Rights Watch. You know, no Indian takes them seriously. I don't have time for Human Rights Watch and Amnesty. Please. Tista Setalwad, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch.
Let me put across
Tista Setalwad, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch. I don't have time.
Two questions.
I don't have time. I don't have time for that. Go on. Don't play down the thread. No, I have a question. I have a question. I have a question for you, Kamru. Kamru, I have a question for you. Kamru, I have a question for you.
Simple question.
No.
What happened to Devender Singh in the Pulwama? What happened to Devender Singh? Where is he now? What action has the government has taken? Was there any NIA investigation? How did the Hawala operator work? You go and investigate those things. You will find at the bottom of the pyramid, there is a big political nexus operating in Delhi itself that is giving credence to these radical elements.
I have one counter and I have one counter to
Kamru. Enmity among the communities of India.
My simple counter to you is when there was a blast, and it was a suicide blast, which was carried out in front of a Hindu temple in Coimbatore. In front of a Hindu temple in Coimbatore. The terrorist had links to ISIS, Sushil. What was said by your party, you played it down.
Yes.
Okay. Second point, I have to totally silence your perspective, is that when there was a Mangalore terrorist blast, and the terrorist was, his picture was there, Ramnik, you remember the picture of the terrorist, with all these things, You know what Congress party said? No, it's just a small mistake. They said, DK Shivakumar said it's a small mistake. No. Congress said terrorism was a small mistake.
By the likes of Mr. Sushil Pandit, this toolkit is amplified by people like you, which says that Hindus khatre mein hai India mein. In fact, the entire population of India is khatre because of these politicians.
Tell me, Kamru,
because
Mr.
of these people who are fostering hate.
Can you deny that in the last 1 week, hundreds of swords have been recovered, traveling from Punjab and Rajasthan into Maharashtra? Long knives have been discovered.
Come on, Sushil.
Police has recovered this entire cache of arms.
What about do you want
not just this?
It's not
whataboutery.
What's the whataboutery? It's cold, hard facts are not whataboutery. Cold and hard facts are not whataboutery.
No, yes, of course you are. Of course it is a whataboutery.
There is a civil strife being planned, Arnab.
Why don't you speak about...
No, I'm worried. You know why I'm worried? Why I'm worried? I'll tell you this.
Speeches.
No, why I'm worried?
I'm not talking about tweets.
Viewers, what happens is...
I am talking about murders. I am talking about large cache of arms. I'm not talking about tweets. I'm not talking about speeches. I'm talking about real life murders.
How did the RDX reach Pulwama?
To pieces. That is what I'm talking about.
ये तो बताओ, how did the RDX reach Pulwama? Who was Devender Singh? What was his relationship to the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Just as RDX reached Mumbai. Just as RDX reached Jaipur, just as RDX reached Delhi, RDX reached India through our porous borders through the 90s. Last 20-25 years, RDX blasts have happened all over the country.
Try to go into
Why are you behaving like the butter won't melt in your mouth? You know,
please do not say
RDX
that the
has
Hindus
reached different parts of the country.
This debate is
RDX
long
reached
gone, long
Mumbai.
over.
It's not.
RDX
There is
reached
not
the
a.
train
There
blast.
is not a thing. But what do
RDX
I?
was found in the
Just one minute.
market
Just one
blast of
minute.
Sarojini Nagar and Mahatma
A point here. A point
Are
here,
you
please.
surprised
A point
that
here.
RDX
A
has
point here. A
reached
point here. A
different
point here.
parts of the
One minute. One minute.
Arnab.
A point here. A point here. You see, I go back and at one time there was a. There's this communal violence bill. The way it was drafted, at one point of time, Syed Abbas by the Congress party and Sonia Gandhi, is that Hindus can only be the perpetrators of communal violence and never the victim. This was the basic argument that was put by the Congress government. And Rahul Gandhi, who is desperately trying to change the Pappu image, should one day go to his mother and say that is it true that you put out an argument through this communal violence bill, which you were very much in support of, that Hindus are the perpetrators of communal violence and never the victim, right? In that case, my question would be, Syed Abbas, very sharply, and this question goes to you, and through you, and Ramneek can argue, that when Harsha was killed, when a Bajrang Dal activist, Harsha, was killed, and I hope you remember the case, right, in about April last year, was he killed because of the fact that he was a Hindutva activist? Was he killed because of his religion? Now, why are we so uncomfortable with accepting the fact that Hindus are targeted? There's no point playing it down. If it's a reality, it's a reality. And my concern is what Ramneek says, also another concern. In a pre-election year, you see, you can have a situation where political parties would be very happy if there is social strife in the country in a pre-election year. You've seen what they tried to do during Shaheen Bagh.
True.
They wanted to create disharmony in the country. You've seen what they tried to do in the name of the farmers' protest. They wanted to create chaos in this country. You take the country down the road of chaos and bloodshed and disharmony just because of your political frustration. So, Syed Abbas, I think we need to be clear. If Hindu leaders are the target, they're the target. Let's not suppress the truth here.
And the most importantly, I think one thing we need to be clear is on Nation First. The fact of the matter, Republic Media Network is very clear on this line. Kamru Saab, it's my turn to speak. Please kindly allow me. Arnab, we also need to understand what is happening here. I think the respective political parties and all of us on the network speaking today need to take a sacrosanct stand, and that is to deal terrorism with iron hands. There is absolutely, like you said, no need to look at the religion. But the fact of our Indian brothers are being targeted is not okay. Why should we fight, Arnab, with the wrongdoing and mischief of a rogue nation like a Pakistan? Why is Kashmir in its joint today? It is because of Pakistan. Who is ISI? Agents of the Pakistan. The time we need to come together, Congress, BJP, and every respective party, and all of us here need to come together and understand to deal terrorism with iron hands. That is the only way to go. Be it the RAW, be it the Delhi police cell, be it all our NIA agencies, that is the only way to go. We need to understand the right way ahead. The future lies in our hands, and to be united.
Tell Shahid that.
We are going to be divided.
Tell Shahid that. I think Ramneek wants to come in, and I want to add here the two accused who have been arrested in the Delhi terror case have been found to have ISIS links, and they are keen to prove their ability to carrying out terror to their ISIS and LET associates. I think those who hold marches for these people should realize whom they are emboldening. Yes, Ramneek.
Yeah, what Syed Abbas says is, he talks about an ideal world. It's not an ideal world. When the Indian army, gets surgical strikes, the politicians of this country come out and question the Indian army and their abilities and capabilities. When the Delhi police undertakes an encounter at Batla House, the top lady of the country comes out and cries. When 2611, the other gentleman was talking about the toolkit. When 2611 happened, this guy Kasab was wearing a kalava and they all had Hindu identity cards with them. Thank God for the constable, Tukaram, whatever his name, I'm forgetting his last name. He got him alive, and that's how we know, with the confessions, that this was all ISI and Pakistani hand. So the point here, sir, is you talk about an ideal world. Can you talk some sense into Rahul Gandhi and the opposition leaders to cooperate with the country and cooperate with the current government, the Prime Minister and the Home Minister to counter these terrorists? Can you talk some sense into the Aam Aadmi leadership not to... Sir, please hear me out.
Can you tell me who
Sir,
can
एक मिनट सुनिए, आप पहले सुनिए, आप सुनिए. आप मुझे बताइए ना, क्या आप मेरे को बताइए ना.
So every time you will ask question to others.
सुनो, listen.
शाहिद अली, 1 minute, रमनीक जी मेरी बात सुनिए. एक मिनट, रमनीक जी मेरी बात एक पूछ रहा हूं मैं कि भैया इतने बेचैन क्यों हो रहे हैं शाहिद अली जी इतने बेचैन क्यों हो रहे हैं? मैं तो उसी लॉबी से मैं तो मेरी बात सुनिए शाहिद अली जी. अरे भाई मेरी बात तो सुन ले शाहिद अली जी. आप इतने बेचैन मत होइए. ये तो वही लॉबी है ना जिसने सारे दुनिया भर में मेगाफोन लेके जाके कहा कि भैया ये भारत नहीं है, लिंचिस्तान है.
गैंग है ये.
नहीं, ये लिंचिस्तान वाली ब्रिगेड है. तब तो दुनिया भर को कहते थे भारत लिंचिस्तान हो गया, है ना? नॉट इन माई नेम कहते थे.
अपने चाकू तेज करा रही है उसके बाद.
नहीं, आपको वेयर इज द लॉबी?
The capabilities of India. Who is governing in India?
Balakot strike and the surgical strike.
Whose government is in India?
And then you're
Mr. Modi's government.
The best case scenario क्या बात कर रहे हो?
Comes within the power and domain of Mr. Modi's government.
My question to you, sir.
Law and order comes as a subject in every particular state. अरे नहीं भैया, law and order स्टेट सब्जेक्ट है. पंजाब में क्राइम होता है, आप भगवंत मान को पूछो. हरियाणा में क्राइम होता है, मनोहर लाल को पूछो. दिल्ली में क्राइम होता है, आप सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को पूछो. राजस्थान में क्राइम होता है, अशोक गहलोत को पूछो. अरे भैया स्टेट सब्जेक्ट है. कौन से देश का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़ के आ रहे हो? This guy does not know anything about the constitution of the legal framework of the country. You don't know.
So only Mr. Modi is responsible for each and everything.
Sir, state governments are responsible for law and order situation. The union government is to protect these.
But you can also ask me. It is because of the. It is
security.
Well. Why don't you शाहिद अली जी कभी-कभी आप अपने आप को ये भी पूछिए कि वो पाकिस्तानी रेडिकल कौन है? वो कौन है वो पाकिस्तानी रेडिकल जिन्होंने रेडिकलाइजेशन इतनी कराई that Kanhaiya Lal was beheaded. You asked that question, no?
कन्हैया लाल को किसने मारा? चलो
किसने मारा? हर्षा को किसने मारा? उमेश कोले को किसने मारा? और भी एग्जाम्पल चाहिए आपको? They are my example. And ladies and gentlemen,